Hello, welcome in alongside Nicole, Briscoe, Kelsey Riggs hanging out with you. And if you counted out the aces halfway through the season when things were, a little
Why?
iffy,
What is wrong with you?
you shouldn't have done that.
No.
We should have known better. Now we've got a rematch.
We do.
on deck.
It'll be Liberty, it'll be Aces. Here's how the Aces closed out this Storm. We had a couple of game twos on this night. Let's start with the most recent one, Storm Aces. Aces doing the hosting. Chance to close it out after their game one win. Early first quarter, Aces with a comfortable lead. Keep in mind, they started game one very slow in the first quarter. It was like the exact opposite of what we saw from them tonight. Chelsea Gray hitting that three, put a 10-0 run to push the lead to 15-4. They made 12 of their first 18 shots. Then Jackie Young to Kelsey Plum. She had 12 points just in the first quarter. It was a 10-point lead after one. 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, the lead 8. How about this, Gray to Asia Wilson. Wilson much more efficient in this game compared to game one. She had 18 points in the first half. She had just 4 points in the first half of game one. Aces up 7 at the break. But in the third, here come the Storm. Down 3, Skylar Diggins-Smith. Trying to change that. From down 16 to tied at 47. Now Plum. Game tied at 49. Fake finish. Aces back out in front by 2. 15 seconds to play in the quarter. Aces up 3. It's Plum again. Why not? 23 points for Plum in just 3 quarters. It was 62-57 after 3. Now in the fourth, the lead just 1 for Vegas. Plum, 29 points on 11 of 15. You make the free throw. Aces up 4. Nneka Ogwumike backing down Wilson, gets that to go. She makes the free throw to keep the game with 1. Off the Gray miss. Wilson grabs the offensive rebound, kicking it out to Young, who nailed that. Asia, by the way, 24 points, 13 rebounds. The lead is 4. And then how about a little more Gray pulling up mid-range jumper on a 12-6 run to close this one out. Kelsey Gray, a little emotional hug with her family after the game because the Aces win for a rematch with the Liberty.
It's never easy. I mean, that's a locker room that has, multiple champions on it. They know how hard it is to win, and when you're, facing a desperate team, anything can happen. And I thought they threw us a couple really good punches, but I was happy with the way we responded. So happy with the win. Never easy. It's never going to be easy in the playoffs. It just isn't. So we have that mindset going into the next one. No one's going to give us anything. Don't expect anything. Don't ask for nothing. Because
it ain't coming.
Because it ain't coming.
Congratulations. Look, you guys came out early in this game and set the tone with a really dominant first quarter. How did that affect what you did the rest of the game?
I mean, you have to give Seattle a ton of credit. They're a tremendous team, so many different weapons, and they played us tough the entire series. I think for us, we have a great group that shows up to play in big moments. I can't say enough about, we all know about Asia Wilson, but Jackie Young hitting big shots, Chelsea Gray, Tiffany Hayes to seal the deal. We just have so many different people that are competitors and really want to win. So that's what we're about here.
It was that Jackie Young play at the end, the turnover, that basically was the dagger icing it. And we heard a couple of times now from Asia at the end of the third quarter and, of course, at the end of the game, talking about the defensive energy, how you're going to live or die with your defense, but also needing to control some of the defensive slips. How did you rein that in after the third and sort of take control then in the fourth?
Just kind of amped it up. Like you said, I think for us, we know that we got to be scrappy. Sometimes we're small. We played a little bit of a small lineup tonight. So I just thought really it was tremendous will and effort on the boards. Tiffany Hayes gets in there and battles. Like I said, it was just a great team win. Everyone was really on board. Communication was high level tonight.
Obviously, we hear so much about Asia and you and Asia talking about how much she loves her teammates. And one of the best stories, obviously, from the series is the fact that one of the moms, Tiffany's mom, had never been on a plane before, yet she's been out there to see her baby girl play in this series. What has that been like for you guys to know that that's something your teammate gets to experience for the first time?
It was so cool to see her just walking around in the facility, looking at all the different things. And like you said, like being the first time on a plane, just a true joy, you know, in life. I think the best thing about life is sharing experiences with people that you love. So just really happy for Tiff, and hopefully Mama Hayes comes to New York and brings us that good luck.
Hey, Mama Hayes so far is good luck. For that rematch, going into this new series against the Liberty, obviously there is a ton of familiarity there. What challenges do this Liberty group, what do they give you now that maybe they didn't have last year?
I mean, they're better than last year. I think that they, I mean, you just go down the line. Stewie, Sabrina, Jonquel, Phoebich, Laney. I mean, they're playing their best basketball. They've been the best team all year, just in terms of the way they share the ball and the way they shoot the ball. I think for us, you know, we got to focus on us. We can't really get too caught up in what's going on the other side of the basketball, because we're our best when we're focused on what we need to do to win. And so, yeah, it's going to be a war in New York.
29 points for Kelsey Plum, and once again, the Aces are moving on. Thanks for the time. Congrats.
Thank you.
All right, great stuff there. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Andraya Carter here with us now. Andraya, we saw the Aces in the second half of this season really turn it on. A'ja Wilson, of course, MVP again, and we just heard from Kelsey Plum. What's been the key to this turnaround for them?
Well, yeah, A'ja Wilson has been phenomenal all season long and really held it down for the team, but it's really the return of Chelsea Gray. And not just the return of Chelsea Gray, but the return of the Chelsea Gray that we all know, the point god is what she has always been called. But coming back from this season, I mean, Angel Gray told a story. Angel Gray, our reporter on the game, told a story about how Chelsea Gray was recovering from a foot injury, then had a hip injury alongside that, and there were days where she couldn't get out of bed. That was coming into this season. She is now back in the form that we know and we love to see as straight basketball fans. It's like she has eyes in the back of her head. She orchestrates that offense. She can find her teammates, and with Chelsea Gray back and playing this way, all the rotations are in order for the Aces, because when Chelsea Gray was out, the rotations were off, people were playing out of position, and that's a lot to maneuver for head coach Becky Hammond. So Chelsea Gray being that key and the head of the snake for this Aces team, she was finals MVP 2 seasons ago. She is a dog, again, orchestrating the offense and helps them all stay in position.
16 points for her tonight, 7 assists, and I don't know if you got to see it because you were walking over here. A very emotional Chelsea Gray after that win as they are headed on to the next round.
First game we saw the night between the Dream and the Liberty. Obviously, we know the outcome because we do get that Aces-Liberty rematch. Dream out there trying to stay alive. Spike Lee in attendance. It's sort of mandatory. Mid-first quarter, Dream with a slight lead. How about Tina Charles finding Alicia Gray across the court, burying that three to give the Dream a 5-point lead?
I was so impressed. Being an Atlanta girly, right before we had a WNBA countdown show, and I said, Atlanta, you've got to stand up, because they didn't have much fight in that game one. They came out with a ton of fight, especially Alicia Gray. She was on fire early.
Very quick start for them. The problem is the Liberty are so deep, starting with Breanna Stewart.
I was impressed with Breanna Stewart and her physicality. Atlanta threw the first punch, Breanna Stewart punched back, and Sabrina Ionescu played with insane confidence, hit a couple of threes early, and got the team going.
And don't forget about Jonquel Jones, because she had 20 points and 13 rebounds for her 19th playoff double-double. But this was close. The Dream ended the second. They were up 48-43, in part because of Tina Charles, 14 points and 6 rebounds.
Well, Tina Charles, a native New Yorker, and I know there are no moral victories, but Atlanta can build off of this next season. But again, look at this
Look at that from Ryan Howard.
When you talk about energy, that's an Atlanta Dream energy play from Ryan Howard.
Later in the quarter, a little cool moment for Sabrina Ionescu when she's going to go and shake Spike Lee's hand before inbounding. Sort of an iconic moment. I mean, you're playing there. Here she is on that moment.
Spike Lee gave me a high five.
I saw that. I thought that was so dope.
As I was going to take the ball out of bounds, and I felt like New York was just like injected into my veins. At that moment, I was like,
He was like Spider-Woman or something.
we're winning this. Like,
Well, whatever it was that was injected into her veins, it worked, because after shaking Spike's hand, that was the very next play. Liberty down just 6, then 5 minutes to play in the quarter. They're down 3, and it's again Sabrina, this time with the foul.
Yeah, she was unstoppable, and this is someone that was very close to the late Kobe Bryant and played with that Mamba mentality, aggressive, confident. Struggled from shooting the three in the first half and then got to the paint in the second half. Sabrina made her own adjustments, put the team on her back scoring-wise.
They had a 1-point lead going into the fourth. Now the game tied. Courtney Vandersloot going to kick it out to you-know-who. Hitting the three, and Spike Lee now loving it. Let's just give him all the credit, why don't we? Vandersloot going to find her again. Stay with the hot hand. New York up 4.
That's the impressive thing about this New York Liberty team. You just said it. They know who has the hot hand. They know who's supposed to get shots, when and where. And that was a big play by Fevers, who was huge for the Liberty in game 1.
New York took an 8-point lead there after the free throw. Liberty win this one 91-82. Sabrina, 36 points and 9 assists in the game.
Honestly, it's just doing whatever it takes to win. You know, understanding I'm capable of scoring, but knowing that getting my teammates open and good looks is a huge kind of part of what I do, and pride myself on wanting to establish JJ, knowing what a presence she is inside, outside for us, and everyone else as well. And so I think just continuing to kind of take what the defense gives me while also just being assertive, shooting the ball with confidence, and continuing to get downhill and drive to and kick.
Take what the defense gives me. Well, if that's the case, the defense gave her this, because Sabrina scored or assisted on 55 of the Liberty's 91 points as they do put an end to the Dreams season. This is the second most points scored or assisted on in a series-clinching game in WNBA history, guys.
Speaking of WNBA history, we mentioned it. We're going to get a repeat of last year, a rematch of the finals back with Andraya Carter. Hard to believe it, and it's going to be good again. But last year, the Liberty lost in 4 to the Aces for the Aces to be back-to-back champs. We heard Kelsey Plum earlier say this Liberty team is different. Why are they different?
Well, first of all, Leonie Fevers. What a great acquisition from New York, getting Leonie Fevers from overseas. She is 6'4", but mobile on the defensive end. She can knock down threes. So she fits their system offensively, and she elevates their system defensively because she can guard multiple positions. So the acquisition of Leonie Fevers, but also the fact that this is a New York Liberty team that went through the finals together last season, and they were disappointed together last season. They've experienced the highs and lows of a season, and watching them all season long respond. They handle adversity better. When things fall apart on the court, the team pulls together. It means something when you've been through things with your teammates. It pulls you closer. So they're a closer unit. With the addition of Fevers, they've got more depth, they've got more defense, it makes them more dangerous.
And it feels like they've kept a good perspective of, okay, that happened last year, this is a new year, but they are hungry to come back and get back. They'll have to get through the 2-time defending champs in order to do it.